That was George just having a quick watch on the Sky pad, as aided by Karun. Let's just walk through the melee. Well done, first of all.
Thank you.
Congratulations. What did you make of the ding dong with your teammate?
I mean, I didn't really make a lot of it, to be honest. It's always a challenging corner to overtake on the outside of.
You hit the curb as well. Did that kind of...
Who, did I?
Change your, yeah, just have a quick look at it.
Not really, but it's always one of those that when you've got one corner leading into the next, it's very easy for the outside driver to brake late, much later than you would do ordinarily, but the inside driver is only going one direction. I was just taking my normal line into turn two, and that's all I say, really.
There's a little bit of inevitability, I guess, seeing both Mercedes with the pace advantage you seem to have coming together at some point. Has there been anything discussed prior to this weekend?
I mean, it's always been discussed in the years gone by. You know, you race each other hard but fair, and you know, from my side, there's never ill intentions towards anything. But on the same note, I'm not just going to wave somebody by, and you know, we're both fighting for our championship, but it's always the team first, and look, we'll both talk about it after, for sure. But for me, I've got the peace of mind that it wasn't investigated, and you know, if the FIA think it was fine, then that's enough.
I mean, we've had a look at it, and you know, Karun was saying it's pretty marginal in terms of where he was positioned with his front axle, for example, and you know, whether you should have left a car's width there. You wouldn't have heard the team radio. He was convinced that you'd forced him off. Obviously, there was a lot of emotion over team radio there. It calmed down a bit, but he also said it in your post-race interview there. So, I mean, how do you react to that? But also, what do you say to him now? I mean, we get this all the time, don't we, intra-team battles, but how will you approach this with Kimi?
I got to be honest, I'm focused on trying to get pole position this afternoon, so you know, we need to have a chat. You know, it is inevitable that if you've got two cars qualifying 1-2 most weeks, you're going to have some close racing, but you know, we do respect one another. It isn't the intention to ever collide, and the fact that we're both here standing, and you know, we finished 1-3, could have been 1-2. I don't think it's a big deal.
Aside from the incident, the rest of the race looked a little bit more challenging. McLaren closing pace. Was there an element of you intentionally holding him there to keep Kimi in third, or was that just the pace at the end of the race?
It was difficult for Lando to sort of make the overtake, so it was kind of quite a nice buffer, because I was confident Kimi would have a bit more pace, and these sprint races are challenging to pass. So it was just kind of a case of bringing it home. Lando also had the new tyres that we didn't. We know there's a high chance of rain tomorrow, but we kept our new tyres for tomorrow. So yeah.
Last one. I know you came into this weekend, people were heaping pressure on you, saying, you know, after the 3 wins for Kimi, that this is one you've got to win, bearing in mind your success round there. How much of a statement was that for you, George? And what do you want to achieve, obviously, for the rest of the weekend? If you can have a clean weekend, win this race, game on
I think
again.
it's more of a bigger deal for you guys than it is for me, to be honest. You know, I just came into this weekend as any other. I know my struggles as a driver, which are on tracks like Miami, and there's a couple more later in the season, but that's, excuse me, for me, has been there for a long time in my career, but nobody's really picked it up, because when you're not fighting for wins, it just sort of goes under the radar. So it was no real drama for me, and just back in the groove now.
Well done, George. Keeping it calm. Appreciate it. There we go. We'll let him get into that debrief.